back to my channel. I'm Jessica, and today we've got a rare Jaeger sighting right here. He is much larger than Greta. That's why he looks like a bigger black-brown kind of lump. Greta's right behind me, so I'm going to try to be very careful not to accidentally back up on her. Got both of my pups in here today. I'm very excited about that because Jaeger doesn't come back when I film very often. So let's get into this. Today I have my Makeup Rehab update for you. I was not sure how I wanted to handle this update, which is why it's a little bit later in the month. I wasn't sure if I was just gonna like cap it off at the end of the year and then just restart things in January. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just keep it going. So whatever I have in my bank is what I have in my bank, and roll it over. But there are gonna be some slight rule changes starting January 1st. I'm going to continue the rest of this year as is, and then January 1st there's going to be a slight little tweak. So let's do this thing. I had a few things come in and I had a few things go out, and I hit more than a few pans. So it's been a very interesting month. I have not done my Oh My Pan 200 update yet, because I didn't want to do one like the second week in December and then do one again at the end of December. That's too close together. So it's all going to be together, but I am going to be telling you how many I have thus far, though I suspect I will have more by the finale. So as of this very moment, and I am filming this the same night I will be editing and uploading it, I have, since the last time I've updated this rehab, 32 pans that I hit, and I get a half a point for each one of those, just to really encourage me to keep working on some stuff. It's a lot of pans. It is a lot of pans. I've been hyper focusing on all of the things that need to be hit before the end of the year. I've really been working on those, and they've also had progress on them pretty much all year, so it's kind of all coming to fruition here at the end. So I am feeling pretty darn good about that. I had 16 empties. Again, this is in real time. I did my empties. I did not have 16 empties in my November empties video because I already have some December empties. So I get a point for each one of those. I did have some PR come in. Let's show you what PR I got. It's not a ton, which is kind of cool. I got a bunch of things from Sephora. So the first one is the clarifying toner. It's not really that big, but you know, it's always a welcome thing in my collection. This is the acne treatment gel. It's got the 2% salicylic acid, and yes, even at my age, I still get the breakouts periodically, so you know, you got to have something to counteract that. I got two things of peel pads. The first one is the Glow Peel Pads. These are the AHA PHA, so that is that one. And this is, had to turn this around because it was in I believe French, yes, on the one side. And while I did take French in high school, I only took 1 year, and it's not pretty. It is not pretty. So this is the clarifying peel pads, so they're to purify and exfoliate. They each, I believe, has 65 pads in them. So that's a lot of pads, and I suspect those will probably end up in a project next year because, you know, skincare. I love my skincare. I do have one hair care right here. This is a hair mask. This one is the Mango Hair Sleeping Mask. So apparently you put this mask here all over your dry hair, and then you put this little cap over your hair and you sleep in it. And does that look like it would fit all of my hair? No, no, it wouldn't. It would not fit all of my hair. So I have to figure out what I can use this with, or I might just use a shower cap and do it during the day, because I'm not going to try to sleep in a shower cap. But I like the concept. I think Sephora needs to think about the fact that not everyone has short hair or thin hair or whatever. Some of us have long hair and extremely thick hair, and that just ain't going to cut it. So I will let you know how the actual mask portion is. Not impressed by the little bonnet, whatever they call that, cap. Not impressed by that so far. And I did get another skincare from Sephora. Already used it. This was the charcoal nose strip. It was like the old Biore strips. It was like kind of cool and kind of gross at the same time when you peel it off your nose and it looks like, you know, you pulled a porcupine off. And then I got a new powder. This is Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder, and I have the shade Cupcake, and it's still sealed. I haven't even opened it. I'm interested to see what that looks like. But if I do that with my fingernails, I will probably break a nail, and nobody wants that. You guys will see it soon enough, I'm sure. So I had 7 products come in, one of which immediately went right back out. I think I used that within 24 hours of getting it in the mail. So, you know, that was kind of a 1-for-1. It was a nice, easy in and out. So now I need to give you my points. I am currently sitting at 27 points. I did not have many last month. I can't remember what it was. I've been horrible about remembering what the previous month was because I just keep like an up-to-date, like to the minute kind of tally of everything, and I don't always remember what it was previously. So yeah, 27 points I have, which that's probably pretty good because, you know, we're going into Christmas season. So I did buy a couple of things on Black Friday, things that I needed. Need is probably a strong word. Like I picked up some mascaras and some hair stuff and, you know, things along those lines that are things that I use on a really regular basis that are probably going to be gone by this time next year or by Black Friday next year. And I've repurchased the same types of things to get me through the year's worth of whatever. So that is what I did purchase. I don't have them yet, but I will have them. And because they were doing Black Friday sales like well after Black Friday, which was kind of weird. I don't know if anyone else thought that was weird. I thought it was weird. And shipping's a little slow on some things. So I will let you know when that stuff comes in. It's going to be shown in my January Rehab update. So speaking of January Rehab, I am going to keep the same rules, 1 out, 1 in. 10-pan eyeshadow palette. If I purchase one, it's going to cost me 10 points. Each little pan is a point. So that means if I finish an eyeshadow in a palette, I will get 1 point back. For me, it is most logical to do a 1-for-1 that way. I know that's not what everyone else does, but that's what works for me. And the Rehab is for me to work with my collection, my intentions for my collection and stuff like that. Now, here is the big change that I'm going to do. I really wasn't sure what this Rehab was going to look like going into it for the first time ever. I've seen other people do it, but until you put it in practical application, you don't know how it's going to function with your habits in your collection, in like your goals for your collection. I had no idea. I had no idea what it was going to look like. I did want to give myself a little bit of leeway, which is why I did the 0.5 point for pans that I hit in makeup. And I'm glad I did it for this year because it was encouraging, especially knowing that I was not attempting to finish a lot in this calendar year. But I also didn't want to go totally crazy and buy a bunch of things and give myself like a whole point for hitting a pan. That doesn't make sense. So while I enjoyed it, and I will continue it through December 31st, so anything that I hit a pan on between now and December 31st, I will give myself a 0.5 point for. Starting January 1, even if I hit a pan on January 1, and I was so close on December 31st, but didn't hit it till January 1, that 0.5 point is going to become a 1/4 point because I want to make it a little bit harder for myself and really present more of a challenge. I'm not ready to do no buys or anything like that. I've done that and I haven't gotten hog wild with things and I feel very good about that, but I also don't want to give myself too much leeway because if I do, you know, give someone an inch, they'll take a mile. You know the old adage. I don't want to get to that point. So as of January 1, everything that I hit pan on will only be worth a 1/4 point. So in order to get a full point, I will have to hit pan on 4 things. And y'all know, if you've been watching me, my goal for next year is not to hit pans. My goal is to finish things. And a lot of things that will be put into projects will already have pan on them. So it's going to be even harder for me to get points just from hitting pans alone. But I need that. I need to focus on finishing things and, you know, getting some space back in my collection. And if I want to be able to buy new things, I really should be using up some of my older things. So that is my plan for the next year. When I do my update in January, it's going to be a little bit wonky because you're going to get part of the 2023 rules and then part of the 2024 rules. So again, I will go over all of that again in January, but that is my full intention, is to just switch out my PN values. All right, so I have 27 points right now. Let's see what happens with Christmas, because I don't know. I have a feeling I'm going to be getting some beauty stuff. Talk to my mother-in-law and some other people, friends and family. So I think I might be getting some beauty stuff. Hopefully not a lot, but you know, I will appreciate it if I do get anything. All right, I am going to wrap this up. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until I see you in my next video, have a beautiful day.